Why, hello, you beautiful souls. Okay, looks like audio is working this time, so if it is, definitely give me the thumbs up. Peace within, peace around. It has been one of the most tumultuous weeks in a while, I feel, for most people in the collective. So, the season that we're entering, it's really important that everyone remain within their own energy, within their own orbit. And in order to enhance that, we're going to cultivate our own inner peace. And ultimately, when it comes down to it, you can't have peace around you if there's no peace within you. And during this season, during this change, during this time of, I would say, upliftment and level ups and enhancements, it's really important that we come back to our energy and what that feels like, our beingness, our essence, and ultimately cultivate that so that no matter where we go, we're always at the eye of the storm, so to speak. That our energy radiates and it isn't in a state of consuming and taking things in. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get the last few wiggles out. Some stretches if you need to. And as always, a big old sigh of relief if you need to. And as we begin, we'll have 3 taps of the singing bowl. And with each tap of the bowl, we'll take a nice deep breath in. And with our exhale, we'll transmute it into a mighty and powerful Om. So we'll take a nice regulating breath together. And release however you see fit. And we'll begin. And give a command to the body to simply rest, to receive, to relax. And you yourself as the writer simply marinate in your beingness. Put yourself in the position to be fully present here in the now. That nothing outside of these moments resting matters. The sole focus is on the only moment that ever exists, the now. When you hear this final tap of the singing bowl, simply shift your attention to the sound of the bowl as it rings and fades into silence. So too allow the inner dust to settle within you. How can one ever achieve a peaceful state if they're worrying about the world around them? And in such fashion, how can one create peace if there is disharmony, if there is disturbance within themselves? We're quickly entering into a new season, and with that, the shift the shift of personal responsibility, of sovereignty, and as a result, accountability, action, are all forces that will come to be very present in not only the lives of the individuals on the spiritual path or any aspirant on a path of healing and betterment, but those completely unaware of these inner happenings, these inner evolutions and unfoldments. For we're all going through a collective refinement. And it is in such states that we must find harmony. We must be in resonance. We must be in tune, aligned with life. Or the storms that are coming will thrash us about, truly break us. And as always, everything is intended for us to break through. But you do not need to be a victim of the happenings of the times around you. And this season of mastering our dominion comes with that one sovereign land we must first conquer: the body. So ask yourself this: are you the rider? Are you the horse? Or is this team of body and spirit operating as one? The nature of the horse, the body, the ego, is antagonistic because it is intended for us, the spirit, to become the protagonist. And when the two are in harmony, then our soul can fully be liberated. Then our soul can fully express itself, living from the heart, radiating our innate light, our pureness, with the wisdom of experience. But none of these things can be possible, and that expression is greatly hindered if we ourselves are not content within. What is your relationship with the mind? Do your emotions take you out of your center? Does the physical pull of the body lead you astray? Or are you always calm, cool, and collected within? Come to recognize that everything is energy, that you are swimming in an ether of life, of vitality, of love. Yet just like the planets and the stars pull celestial bodies towards them and there are orbits, so too you, as a star embodied, have an orbit. Your pull, the attraction, the repulsion, it operates in the same fashion. And as a window of awareness for Source, know that God moves through you. Yet that peace within determines both that pull and that awareness to the heavenly presence within. So pay attention not to the thoughts, but the space in between. Do not constantly be judging and critiquing the world, but rather watching it like a film. See your body as a mischievous toddler and nurture it, mentor it, parent it with love. How will your life change? How does the mere entertainment of such thoughts impact your heart? How do the words being spoken impact your mind space? Is it busy or is it calm? And just as the stillness is present within nature right before sunrise, before the birds even awaken to chirp, so too we can cultivate that inner stillness, that peace. For peace is a state of being. It is not a destination. We must come to understand that in fullness and experientially. The world can be busy around you. The mind can be running wild within you, but you at the center of your own storm, observing, witnessing with a calm and gentle quiet. And that is peace. Peace is taking a breath before you speak. Peace is taking a pause before you move. Peace is what allows us to bring intentionality to this moment we call the now. So take a peaceful breath. Fill yourself up fully. And with your exhale, release any tensions within the body. When we look at life, how does it play out when we are in frenzied or hurried states, when we rush, when we stress, when we're frustrated, in fear, doubt, and anger? How does life play out for you? Then a simple question must be asked. Why continue it? Know that peace is a choice. In many sense, it's one of the aspects of love, one of the many hues in which we can embody. And we choose to love. We choose peace. And when we choose peace within us, even if it seems crunchy and chaotic around us, it will be effortless and easeful to carry it out, to live through, to push through. Because at this point, you're radiating. The energy of your orbit changes. The repulsive energies towards that which is negative tend to run away and flee before your light. Yet that gravitational pull, that attraction that arises for those that are in alignment gets even stronger. When we cultivate peace within ourselves, it's like building a fire. And as it grows, so does its impacts and effects. But the causal force is you. It's always you. For we're the bottleneck in each of our experience. We are that window that this projection plays through. So take front and center stage in your own story. Live life with a gentle smile. Do the little things that it takes. The nourishing routines in the morning, gentle starts, moments to be. Whatever it takes to nourish your soul. Allow the spirit to be filled up. And in turn, it will nurture and take care of the body. You will notice the stressors become less impactful. The mind becomes more separate, less intimate. And the world around you cannot sway you. And know that when you test this piece of life, the world has a funny way of challenging us to see if we're very serious, to see if we are about what we claim to be about. And these spiritual practicals are even greater opportunities to establish and root yourself within your own self, within your inner peace. For we live within our own sanctuary, but we can also live within our own prison. When we adjust the perspective, when we cultivate our inner environment, everything in our outer world seems to fall in place, even when everything is seemingly in disarray. First and foremost, you are not the mind. You are not the emotions. You are not the physical sensations, but rather they are all feedback. They are aspects of the flesh, giving us clues, communicating, talking, and speaking with us. And we must come to understand what the body is telling us. We don't need to be a victim of it. Your emotions do not control you. You do not even feel them, you observe them. They are felt within the body. Come to know now that your innate beingness, the foundation of all of our being as spirit, as souls, is peace, is calm, it is gentleness. Yet we get pulled off that throne of the soul when we become immersed, when we get lost in the play. So again, utilize that pause. Utilize the breath. Always bring it back to your own beingness. Nothing outside of you can break you unless you will it to be and allow it. But that in turn, that freedom comes our strength. That freedom of choice. And now more than ever, that aspect of sovereignty is going to be tested. Know that the universe, that life, that God is encouraging each of us to choose peace, to choose to love in all scenarios, in all things, to rise above the human condition, the one of the body, the one of the horse, that is ego, that is separation, that is division. And it's here when we allow ourselves to let down the arms, we can find our truest strength. The courage, the will it takes to forgive, the understanding and care it takes to protect. When we calm the seas within, the actions that we carry out in this world become imbued with that same inner love and peace. And through that, we can truly create the world we know is possible. One of understanding, one of curiosity, connection, growth, love, empowerment, courage, discipline, all of these things and more. but we must look within. For we cannot ever create from a place of disharmony and expect tranquility. For the energies of this creation are switching. That aspect of your inner manifesting the outer will only grow stronger. That aspect of will and the power to choose are going to become ever more important as the days continue on into fall. So know that you are supported, and it's your time to be exalted into your fullest expression of what you were created to be. But we must have that well of our being tapped in and rooted in the purest essence of what we are. And that peaceful watcher, that silent observer within. Therefore, discernment. Therefore, courage, curiosity, playfulness, thanksgiving, and jubilation will be ever more important to express. And so if you don't already, put a big smile on your face, taking in a breath of love, of joy, of peace and calm. Come to know that this is you. No distractions, no temptation swaying you, no inner frenzy, but rather a silent theater with one watcher within. For it's in these moments of stillness and peace and calm that we come to create room for the witness to all of our witnessing to come through even stronger. And that love, that acceptance, that strength that is always watching, that is always here, is a love that fills up our cup and beyond. And that is the purest expression of what we are. And through that alignment, we can be what God created us to be. And through that, we can create the world and impact this plane more than ever. For when we are in alignment within, we naturally create alignment around us. With the next tap of the singing bowl, we'll take our final breath together and transmute that exhale into a mighty and powerful Om. Take a breath here and release how you see fit. Namaste. I bow to the divine within. Yeah. Thanks for tapping in. I appreciate y'all. It was much needed with everything going on in the world. And this is one you can keep coming back to until you really feel like that peace is just ironclad, cultivated, grounded, rooted, radiating. And there's an innate beauty in this journey of life when we really choose that path of upliftment, of healing, of transformation, of growth. And it comes with many woes and pains, letting go of the old, entering into the scary unknown of the new. But it's that realm of discovery that allows us to have these epiphanies, these breakthroughs, these moments of revelation and realization. And as peace is a choice, so is the choice to grow. There's so much division actively getting poured into society all the time. And for centuries now, it has been that tool to strip us away from our spiritual self, to keep us trapped within the human conditioning, within personhood. And now more than ever, it is a wide open window to just step out into a better way of life, into a more unified way of consciousness and conscious living. The gap between spirit and the personhood journey is so short now. Just but a hop, skip away. Yet the problem is now that's when the things get even more intensified around us, to keep us in those frenzied states, to keep us in the stress responses. But I implore you, cultivate that peace within and watch the world around you change. Disconnect from all the things that are pushing their emotional sensationalism, the things that are actually trying to distract you and take your energy. Pour that into yourself now. Really be rooted in your heart. Really be gentle within yourself. And when you have that inner stillness, that calm, it is your greatest strength. And just as it was expressed in the meditation, your world around you will start to change. Things will be more calm. You may have a practical every now and then of some, how do you handle some spicy things? But for the most part, it's going to be a smooth journey. Life is intended to be more effortless and easeful than we imagine. And that's one of those first tropes that we have to really let go of. It's not a rat race. It's not meant to be a grind. That's not what this life was meant to be. Yet we radiate our reality. You know, the energy within you creates the world around you. So now more than ever, it's important to really be in peace, to be in those higher vibrations of love, of joy, of creation and play, excitement, curiosity, growth, discipline, all of it, and more. And the more you lean into it, the more you'll receive now, because that's kind of how it's working out. Those that are willing to work with the themes of life and creation are going to get rewarded more. There's a direct correlation that I'm observing, not only within myself, but within my students and all the people in my life and the orbits that I'm seeing happening right now. So there is a really opportunistic time right now to lean in. And when you do, I guarantee you it's going to change your life. And there's so much beauty unfolding. So participate in it. Choose peace, choose love. It doesn't mean you're a pushover. And one aspect of love is fierce love. You will fight, but you fight for what's right in your heart. It's a different kind of fight. You're not stretching and reaching. And most of the time, things get de-escalated. You don't have to worry about stuff like that. There's so much I can talk about with this one, but we'll save it. Yeah, they're apparently the same setup, more so a YouTube thing. Sound didn't work in the Wednesday Awakening of the Mind video, so I'll be redoing that one this Wednesday. And it does play a hand in this, because one of the most, I would say, unruly realms that people experience is that of the mind. So we'll be diving into my own experience of that liberation and some different tips and tricks. But a lot of what was covered in this meditation will help you. It's a choice. Everything is a choice. What happens when you choose what's best for you? Most often than not, it's not the mind stuff. I really hope you can nourish yourself in these coming days and weeks, because if y'all thought this week was crazy, it's only going to get spicier, folks. You know, we're going through birthing pains, and labor is right now. And we haven't even birthed the baby yet. But we can expedite that and quicken that and make the labor as easeful and as spiritual or meditative as possible if we radiate and cultivate that light within ourselves. And that's our responsibility. That's the aspect of sovereignty. So, with that, I love you so much. Thanks for dropping in. May the fruit of knowledge offer a seed. And in that seed, may your love, will, and intuition give life and nourishment, for a tree shall grow. And in its shade may you find peace, and offer peace to all whom ask. Namaste. I bow the divine within you. I love you so much. Catch in with you next week. Well, technically Wednesday, but Satsang next week. I love you. Peace.